Listen, you have to stop acting rich. More people look richer than they really are, and the really rich often don't look anything like what we think they should look like. The perception versus reality, as those who might be behind the scenes know, just because an image is given to us of what rich looks like doesn't mean it is so. Many ways, those of us who might desire to be wealthy are misled to believe what wealth actually is. At the end of the day, luxury is not a necessity, and it does not demonstrate the truth behind what being financially wealthy actually is. Successful businessmen like Warren Buffett, for example, still live in their old house, which was purchased 60 years ago. This is the meaning of simplicity and making wise investment choices for the long term. Ultimately, you're born with nothing, but you die with everything by leaving a legacy behind. Is savings a game? Because if it's not, then make it a game, regardless of how much money you have to spend, as it always feels good to find a killer price on something you want. Create challenges for yourself and your family to help you get the most out of your money. All of us are usually careful about making big investments and huge purchases. We tend to spend recklessly on seemingly small purchases which quickly add up. Millionaires can be surprisingly frugal, but not cheap. They're not necessarily big spenders. They practice buying in bulk, reduce their energy costs, and plan for discounts. They live below their means so they can save and invest the difference. One aspect of wealthy people is that they tend not to invest into depreciating assets in the beginning of their life because they know it's not worth it for the long-term value. It's a common habit among many who suddenly find themselves making more money. Your best bet is you end up spending even more. When the desire to spend your money hits, focus instead on putting it away into savings and investments that grow in value and provide financial resources which you can utilize down the road to maintain your standard of living. Once you spend your money, it's gone. When you hit a bump in the road, such as losing a job, you're then forced to sell your stuff. If the stuff you purchased depreciated in value, you're left with pennies on the dollar. Saving money can be the difference between stressing to dress and dressing to impress. It can help you retire younger, to see more of the world sooner. It can mean building that dream house or even that dream business. And more than anything, it can mean having the money when you need it. And rest assured that when you have it, even for those times you don't need it. So try to increase your income, and when it gets increased, save a large portion of it than ever before.
The people you look up to are going to form your vision of what the world, how you want to be in later life. And I'll give you two pieces of advice. I'd invest as much in myself as you can. I mean, you're your own biggest asset by far. I mean, you've got all kinds of potential. All the people in this room, you're lucky to be in this country, gotten a good education. But most people go through life using up a very, very small part of their potential. And so anything you do that invests in yourself, that's the best investment you can possibly make. And then I would follow my passion. I mean, whatever turns you on. I was lucky. I found something early that turned me on. But you don't want to take a job just for the money. You don't want to take a job for an organization that you really don't feel good about, or work for people that you don't feel good about. You really want to be excited when you get out of bed every morning. And it won't necessarily be the job that you have 10 years later, but you'll be learning so much as you go along. And
there's no question that investing your money is key to accumulating wealth faster. But first and most important investment you should make is in yourself. Millionaires read, and not just for pleasure, they read to gain information. Walk into a wealthy person's home, and one of the first things you will see is an extensive library of books they've used to educate themselves on how to become more successful. Read at least 30 minutes a day, listen to relevant podcasts while driving, and seek out mentors vigorously. Consume knowledge like air and put your pursuit of learning above all else. Doing so will guarantee a hefty return on your investment, no matter which way that stock market goes. Nobody can take away what you've got in yourself. Nobody. And everybody has potential that they haven't used. Start by aiming big and working backwards to your goals. Starting small will not kill you, but it will help you grow within your comfort zone. Earn an income from many baskets to keep your financial security in life. Unlike the common perception that wealthy people just have fun and enjoy their life, the reality is that they work harder than the average person. Surround yourself with people who share your monetary goals and motivate you to achieve them. In most cases, your net worth mirrors the level of your closest friends. Exposure to people who are more successful than you are has the potential to expand your thinking and catapult your income. The people you trust and mentor you will advise you not to buy unnecessary things and to make an impression on others. We all like to have good feedback from peers and friends regarding the things we own, but we need to set a limit for us. You should buy things that you need, but don't just buy things to impress others. Otherwise, the sky isn't the limit for buying things. Surrounding yourself with positive people throughout your life will provide you exactly that. They compliment you, they push you, and overall motivate you to grow and become the best version of yourself. They have the utmost confidence in you to achieve your goals and live the life of your dreams. Your circle should consist of your own role models. Gravitating towards people you admire will not only inspire you to rise up to their level, but also their best and most successful traits will start to influence your behavior. If you're spending time with people who complain, procrastinate, and always make excuses, you will start to follow suit in your own daily activities and life. But if you're surrounded by others who push themselves, have uplifting attitudes, and always strives for their best, these qualities will also start to seep into your daily life and character.
Well, by far the best investment you can make is in yourself. I mean, for example, communication skills. I tell the students that come that they're going to graduate schools and business, and they're learning all these complicated formulas and all that. If they just learn to communicate better, both in writing and in person, they increase their value at least 50%. I mean, if you can't communicate, somebody says, it's like winking at a girl in the dark. Nothing happens, basically. And you have to be able to get forth your ideas, and that's relatively easy. I did it myself with the Dale Carnegie course. Some people wish I'd taken a shorter course now in terms of my talking later on, but it's just hugely important. And if you invest in yourself, nobody can take it away from you. I mean, the second thing, which I'll get a certain criticism for not living it, but I do tell those students, that if I gave you a car and it'd be the only car you get the rest of your life, you take care of it like you can't believe. Any scratch, you'd fix that moment. You read the owner's manual, you keep a garage, do all these things, and you get exactly one mind and one body in this world. And you can't start taking care of it when you're 50. By that time, you'll have rusted out if you haven't done anything. So you should really make sure that you just remember that you just got one mind and body to get through life with and to do the most with it.
What about life advice?
Well, life advice is, the most important thing, aside from the things I've talked about already, is really who you associate with. You want to associate with people that are better than you are. I mean, basically, you'll go in the direction of the people that you associate with, and you want to have the right heroes. You want people, if you want to emulate somebody, you better pick very carefully who you want to emulate.
The great Warren Buffett said, "It all starts with great communication. Without those communication skills, you won't be able to convince people to follow you, even though your vision is to see over the mountain and they don't." We often make investing in ourselves harder than it needs to be. Warren Buffett follows a simple approach rooted in common sense. They remind him that in investing and in life, you need to be ready because anything can happen. If you keep this in mind, then you will proceed with caution and make informed decisions about your investments. You will avoid risky debt, won't live an unsustainable lavish lifestyle, and will be able to withstand market fluctuations, just like Warren Buffett.